The new No Mercy edition, and they have chosen violence. They got a draw 6 and a draw 10. This is going to be utter pandemonium. You're going to tear families apart. This close to Thanksgiving and Christmas, y'all going to make people lose their mind up in here, up in here. I wish you would hit me with a draw 10. Y'all going to have family secrets spilling out. Draw 10, that's why your daddy's been in jail. He ain't away at work. He don't love you, and your mom's cheating on. Whoa! Whoa! They got new rules that if you get 25 cards in your hand, you out. Oh, come on, man. Y'all gonna be ruining the holidays, and I'm buying it right now. Oh, I've already got my eyes set on this. I'm trying to make somebody cry. I want my children to cry. Daddy, stop. Daddy, stop. It's enough. It's not enough. No mercy.
Hip, 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 hooray. Why are you so cheerful, D? Because I'm done with this record. I'm done. The new G record is off to post-production. It's being mixed. The single will be out any moment. I'm actually now excited now that I've heard the finished version of some of this stuff. I'm actually excited. I mean, at first, when you do records, everybody's so, critical of your work. And so I'm happy that the record's done. I really am. I mean, whew, we did some stuff. I mean, this, like I said, it was difficult this time around because of so many moving parts and everything and the drama that happened. But I'm actually excited. Having heard it, I think you guys are really going to enjoy it. If you like church, and if you like, vibe and groove and everything, you're gonna love this record. I'm telling you right now. But anyway, I want to say this, and I'm serious right now. Let's go to serious mode. There's an attack against the family, the Black family in particular. It's all in the news. Everybody's talking about things that's happening in our family, the disconnect between our men and women and the children and education and everything else. And with everything that's going on, I really believe that there's an attack on our families. And one of the attacks that's happening is the fact that people think that you can throw a draw 10 on me come Thanksgiving or Christmas. What were they thinking about? I mean, for crying out loud, listen, if I'm playing Uno, chances are I'm gonna lose. I have the worst luck as it pertains to Uno. But now they want to take it up to the next level and have you throwing draw 10s, draw 6. I mean, for crying out loud, I can't even handle. Now you got wild cards where you can put everything on there. What are you trying to do, Uno? We already have trouble coming Thanksgiving. We fighting over meats and mashed potatoes and who got the potato salad. Why? Why, nigga? You don't ask who's on fries at McDonald's. Now pick something up and put in your. We already got fights. Now you got Uno. I don't want to fight. Let me tell you something. And I mean this with everything in my being on the 5. If you love me and you throw out a draw 10 on me, I swear on everything holy and righteous, this will be the last time you talk to me. I'm blocking you on Facebook, Instagram, Path, Crankshaft, Snapchat, Pornhub. You getting blocked on everything. I'm not going to have you around. You throw that draw 10 before you even look. You need to look to your adjacent left or your right. If that's me that's following you, you need to think long and hard before you throw out a god doggone draw 10 on me. You throw out a draw 10 on me, I don't care if you my wife of 25 years, we getting a divorce. I'm taking you right to divorce court holding that draw 10 that you just threw out. Why are you getting divorced? Because what kind of woman would do this to you, Yana? What kind of woman would do this? This is a freaking draw 10. That's half of the day-go deck. She don't love me. I want a divorce. I want a divorce. No mercy. I just can't understand what's going on with our community. The fact that people are actually saying they're going to buy this, are you sadistic? Do you need help? I'm sitting up here like, what in the world is going on? You throw out a draw 10 on me. Throw out a draw 10. I'm looking. Why? You don't love me. But last month was Latino or Spanish or whatever. I think it was Latino Heritage Month, Hispanic Heritage Month. And at where I work, in the center where I work at, we've been celebrating every day. You know, we had things going on, parades, everything that was going on. And I expressed to our executive director that I'm a bit perplexed about celebrating it because I've been noticing over the last few years an uprising of our Latino brothers and sisters feeling like they could talk to us in your kind of way. And I've been seeing it really, really a lot. Like last week, I swear almost every day this week, it was something where it's like some of them, no offense, if you are Latino, this is no, but you need to get your people because some of them people feel like they're better than us. Sir, ma'am, my ancestors helped to build this country. We're the reason why this country is rich in the first place. For you to come over here and try to look down your nose at us because you are a shade or two lighter than us is disrespectful. It shows who you are as a people. And you say, well, D, what brought this on? Why are you here? Because yesterday there was a game in Miami or whatever. It was Miami versus Buffalo. And one of the players, who was a black gentleman, actually had something to say about the fans. And in the comic section of this group that I'm in, this guy decided to say this: typical classless ghetto boy mentality. Just shut up and catch the ball and don't disrespect the fans who pay your salary. Look how he's talking to you. These bucks, do y'all know what that means? These bucks, do you know what that means? Like buckwheats, or if you want to go more, graphic, what they used to do to the men. But nevertheless, these bucks don't realize the only reason why they have a platform is because they can run fast and catch a ball. Look at this last sentence. Someone needs to throw a banana at him. If you look at the name, this has been happening a lot lately. I just don't like some of these bucks with the disgusting ghetto attitude. Do you understand? Do y'all see where this is coming from? But I've been seeing this a lot lately. What is going on? Do you not know, sir, ma'am? They don't like you either. They will tolerate you because you go at the person that they hate the most, which is, but why all this? Why all this now? Why all of this now? I've been seeing this. Listen, if y'all open your eyes, stay woke, open your eyes and see this, you will see at the center where I work at, it was an incident that I can't speak on, but it was an incident that happened. And the first thing the father said was, well, those older little black boys was showing that to my son. And I'm like, whoa. It has been this way. And I say this and I say this again, my brothers and my sisters, there is nobody coming to help you. We like they said in New Jack City, we all we got. They don't care for you because come Juneteenth, they not going to do all that celebrating for you. You're not going to see them doing parades. You're not going to see them rolling with the flags on their car. You're going to see them quiet as a church mouse. But here y'all go celebrating Cinco de Mayo and all these other holidays with them, but they don't like you either. Hey, Deontay, what's going on, man? So that kind of rubbed me wrong. But not as wrong as this, because we got to do better. Now, you look at this picture, you see a nice, beautiful young lady with her baby. And you say, oh, wow, look at that. That's so sweet. Yes, so sweet. I wonder what her husband had to say about this picture. I'm pretty sure he was proud, assuming there was one. That's another conversation. I won't go there today. But the baby's nice. You know, she's smiling. But then when you go to the bottom of the picture, you see this. Can somebody please tell me what the falcon this is? What is this? What does this say? Grace and peace, Michael. Deep interest. What is this saying? Is that royalty? Royalty Dior Randall L. So you've done the remarkable. You've managed to put a hyphen and an apostrophe in the same god doggone name. You can't make this shift up. Jenkins. You can't make this up. So let me ask you this question. You know, you do realize they're trying to get rid of affirmative action. They've already moved. They got rid of some of it. That's what their next move is, to get rid of that. So if you thinking this child, say for instance, she grows up, she's a magnificent scholar. So she gets all straight A's. She's the highest of her class. She graduates number 111, and she applies to college, Princeton, Yale, Penn, whatever, Harvard. She gives her application and they're reviewing it. When they see this name, do you think they're going to say, oh, this is somebody that we're going to let into our college? Do you see that? Then why do we do it? You know, I know my name means something. I'm sure the other names mean something. Back when I was younger, parents used to name their children names. And you could be against, white, you don't want to give it to your slave master names. Fine. There are African names. There are Muslim names. There are names you could give your children that mean something that you destined them to be. So you can give your children these names. But no, our generation or the generation, well, no, it's my generation as well, giving these children names that nobody can associate with. Drinks, sexual positions, and Shaquita. I mean, all this SH, apostrophe, SH, Shaquita. I mean, what's going on? Do we actually think about the future of the children here? Or do we just say, oh, I want her to be original? Was she original Alpha Falcon up in this piece? Because now you're trying to think, what college is going to look at this name and say, she deserves to be here?
Don't worry, I'll wait.
I'll wait. None of them. They're going to look at this and say, oh, no. Because it's a certain element of women, unfortunately, that they will associate with this name. Loud, ratchet, ghetto, uncontrollable. They're not going to let you in the school to be ratchet. Brody trying to catch up what we talking about. I just got on, man. I'm doing a pre-show. We had a girl named Cash. Look, real quick. What the hell? Cash Monty? Oh, you can't make this shift up. You can't. Come here. Where, Kevin? I need your help, brother. I need your help, Kevin. Where you at?
You can't make this shit up. You can't make this shit up.
I want real quick in the comment section while we're moving on, type in the most ridiculous name you've ever heard a child. Most ridiculous. Type it in real fast, real quick. The most ridiculous name you've heard of a child. Now, this is number one. I've never seen anything like that. What is this? Royalty Dior Randall L. I could get the Randall L part, but can we not? Why we always got to be different? Here's the thing. These same people probably got F's and D's and F's and D's when they were in English class in high school, but now they're magnificent. Some of y'all names look like equations. They got numbers, hashtags, all sorts of stuff. I think I'm in my computer programming class. What's going on here? Primus, oh my God. Wait, y'all typing, let's see. What? What is that? Lord Jesus. These names. And all these hyphens. All the hyphens this the hyphens that's getting me. It's the hyphens hyphens and apostrophes. Look, if her name is Charisse, you don't need an apostrophe for that. It's just Charisse. Why do you have an apostrophe for that? She's owning something? That's the only time you need an apostrophe. Sharice's diner, Sharice's jewelry store, Sharice's basketball team that she owns. That's the only time you need an apostrophe. Why in the heaven, Hades, hell, and all of that? Why are you putting apostrophes in these children's name? For what reason? That a name that could be, if his name is Michael, why is there an apostrophe in there? What reason? A dude named Rochelle. Well, I've seen that before. He said Lucius White. I've seen that before. Lucius actually means something. I think that's from French origin. And this is kind of weird for us, but that is a name. Some of these names come from older, before our time. But I'm talking about the Anquanian. And what the hell is an Anquanian? What is that? Can somebody please tell me what the Hades this is? I'm just confused. I'm sorry, I'm confused. Speaking of confused, y'all remember this show, Queen's Court? My friend Michael was on there. Shout out to Michael Williams. He's a great cook. He's an amazing chef. But he was on this show I think it was on Peacock, pause, but it was called The Queen's Court, right? And on this show, they were meeting. It was Tamar and some other silverback that was on there. I mean, and they were trying to meet their quote unquote match. And this guy, she chose this white gentleman here. He broke up with her. Now, everybody's wondering why they broke up. I personally don't care. It made a story because it was on my timeline, because I remember watching the show, and Michael and I actually talked about the show and some of the things that I won't share even after the show has been aired. But some of the things we talked about, and I was wondering to myself, who in their right mind would want to date Tamar? Not to say she's ugly. I'm certainly not talking about her looks and features, but she seems like she could be a bit much to deal with. People from the other side of the tracks, they handle things in relationships as it relates to their women differently than Black men do. We, especially younger, we can handle some of that spice, some of that sassiness, some of that talking back and being combative and aggressive. We can handle that because why? Because some of our moms was aggressive. Some of our moms were aggressive. They were masculine and everything. So we grew accustomed to that. And unfortunately for some of us, until now, we thought that that's what a woman should be. So men coming from the other side of the tracks, they're not used to that aggression. They're not used to that mouth. They're not used to people talking back and going at you and being combative. So if she's with him anything like she was on anything else we've seen her in, it's amazing for a man to say, hey, I need my peace. It's amazing for a man to say that, because most of the time men, we usually stay even if it's a toxic situation. Even if it's a toxic situation, but we got people out here who think men should just accept it. I saw this simp post that was driving me crazy. It says, if a woman is worth it, then no matter how difficult she's being, no matter how complicated she gets, no matter how bad she starts tripping, no matter how crazy her trust issues start to kick in, no matter how moody she gets, this I know is somebody gets. It's supposed to be she gets, not get. No matter how moody she may seem, no matter how confused she is, no matter how much she acts like she hates, not hates you shouldn't give up on her, period. Because a woman that's worth it will not come easy. They actually do with a butterfly, but that's another story. She will be straightforward. She will be hard to understand at times, etc. But that doesn't mean she isn't a good woman. All I'm saying, you have to be able to see, just shut the falcon up. Let me tell you something real quick. If she's combative, if she's nasty, if she has an attitude, certain men are not going to want to deal with that. So for you to say, I have to deal with this until she feels comfortable, is the most ridiculous piece of bullshit I've ever heard in my life. And this is part of the reason why we have this issue between our men and our women, because you're asking us to deal with the unacceptable. No other man from no other demographic would deal with this, but you ask us to deal with it. Why do we need to get the worst? And then we have to hope that you turn into the best. Why can't we just get the best now? This makes no sense. I certainly wouldn't say this. I believe if you are married for better or for worse. You work through these situations. You married her. You married him. So you have to stick it out. But ain't nowhere in the world I'm coming in the door dealing with no stuff like that. She act like she hates you, then she could be alone. I mean, we got some modes. You can get that dog. That's crazy. She can, like somebody say, she kick. Michael, you own one, but I agree. She can kick rocks. That is crazy mentality. You don't want, the thing is, you want the man to be at his best, but you don't want to present him with your best. That makes no sense to a man that's worked hard to get himself to where he is. He's making above average. He's making above 70, 80, 90, 100 up. He's doing his best, and he's trying to be an upstanding citizen in this country that really is against him. Now, to deal with that, now he has to deal with this from his woman. That just makes no sense to me. And since we're here, let's go all the way there. Then I'm going to go to preachers going, wow. Y'all been giving this dude, Kelsey, the football player from Kansas City, y'all been giving this man a whole lot of grief like he isn't a white guy. It's a white guy. It's not a black guy. It'd be different if, I wouldn't care. And I didn't care about this. This is a man dating a woman. But y'all ripped this man up because he decided to date somebody else with Taylor Swift. You posting pictures of her, and then you decide to body shame Taylor Swift because she's not that thick, but somebody said she's worth $700 million, and the other one isn't. Let me educate you. He's from the other side of the tracks. Me having lived with them on this side of the tracks for a little bit now, I see them every day. I live where I live. There aren't many of us here. This is where I live. When you go into these stores, these men, they like their women to look a certain way. They like their women to look a certain way. So this right here, to most of them, is the norm. This is what they desire. I know some of us like, oh, that ain't good. I understand that, but that's not them. This is what they like, and we can't judge them based off of our likings and standards. This is what they are used to. I go in the stores, I go over here. Trust me, those of us who live in these neighborhoods, they can attest to this. To this. Every now and then you may see a thickie, but for the most part, they mostly slim. And here's the crazy thing that I know that some of you don't, because you probably never been around men with real money. I have. And one thing I can say about their wives, they all are really skinny. They all are really skinny. They love them slim like this. This is what they desire. So for us to put what we like onto somebody that's not from our side of the tracks is ridiculously stupid. It's ridiculously stupid. It shows you have a narrow mind. You haven't been outside the hood. You don't know nothing. Because over here on this side, they don't like that kind of stuff. So women that look like this, even though we love it, but that may not be their cup of tea. Now, no denying, some of y'all, let's not hate. You know, she's a nice looking woman. She's a nice looking woman, but for our taste. Now, here's the part that you're not thinking about. I say this all the time over here. Men, we are attracted by what we see. That's true. But that's the initial. What other aspects do you have to make me say, I'm going to stay behind? Can I get my picture? You know, I really like this one. What's going to make me stay behind that? After that's done, and that moment of post-climax clarity kicks in, what is about you that's saying, I want to stay? We don't know the parameters or the inner workings of their relationship. We don't know what they were like in their relationship. And here, let me give you a little caveat, because over here we keep it all the way 100. Just because she got big breasts and a nice shape doesn't mean that the woo is really good. It don't mean that. So let's just be real. We keep it real. Your children should be in bed right now anyway. We keep it real over here. That doesn't mean that that's good. So we can look at this all we want. So we don't know what Taylor Swift is giving him that he values more than the person that he would not be with. And from what I'm understanding, there was a prenup on the table she wouldn't sign. He don't have to deal with that with Taylor Swift. She has her own money. She has her own money. And so some of you people get on here, I thought men don't care about money. Let me put it in context for you because you keep missing it because you're not listening to men. You're listening to these stupid other people and they're not telling you the truth. The reality is this. The reason why men don't care about your degrees and your money is because we can't spend it. It is not ours. Most of you want us to come in and be providers. So if I'm a provider and you making money, you not contributing, why the heck would I care about your money? Your money is not doing anything for me. That's what we mean. We don't benefit from your money. But if I got money and you got money, that means you ain't trying to get out of my pockets. So that's kind of something we will weigh, but we have no interest in your money. That's not our calling card for you. Physically attractive, friendly, feminine, submissive, cooperative, inspirational. Those are the things we value more than your degrees and your money. Those are things that we may value as we get to know you and we set up parameters, which we should, for our family and how we're going to live together in holy matrimony or however you want to look at it. Over here, we say holy matrimony. So in context, we're not talking about her being rich. Now, I'm pretty sure he like, oh yeah, she get the money, but make no mistake about it, he's making his money too. He's not worth what she's worth, but he's making his money. And if I'm looking at it, I'm saying she's worth 780 million, I don't have to worry about her. She's really getting to know the real me. So her money, she can't say I'm after her money because I'm making my own. And if I'm a millionaire myself, most of the time when we start to deal with millionaires and really high millionaires, they prenups and stuff like that. That's what they handle, but they don't really deal with that kind of stuff. It's only when one of them doesn't have money like that, then they start to trip. I highly doubt it that Kelsey would be tripping like that, which bring me to this. Fellas, why is it that every time they have a problem with us, we're controlling, we're narcissistic, we're this and we're that? Why is it that when men say you are controlling, you're masculine, and you're aggressive, and you're abusive, it's like, nah, you just weak. You know, it just takes a strong. You never heard a man say it take a strong woman to deal with me. You've never heard a man say that. But you've heard a woman say that. Why? Because we're asked to deal with your bullshit. But with us, it's like, oh, he's a narcissist, he's controlling, and all of you just listen because you can say the most despicable things. Next week, I got something that's going to blow your mind. It's going to blow your mind when I show you what I got to show you next week. I ain't going to do it today. But it's like with men, you can just throw out there. We abusive, we harassed you, we did something to you, and now it's a big thing. And I can't believe this woman got up there on that camera in front of a camera and said that crap about him. Leave your personal stuff personal. The world didn't need to know that. They don't even know you like that. They know him. And now they mad at Taylor Swift because she coming to his games. Why not? She wants to support him. If that's what, I don't know the nature of their relationship, but I'm saying if that's why she was there, why wouldn't she want to? It's crazy. So I want the comparisons to stop because now you starting to say stupid stuff like this. This is the most ridiculous thing. Look at this. Mike get cussed out. No, not him. Not him. Wait, it was another one. Hold on. Stay with me. Stay with me because I got it. It's here. Ha, 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 ha. Where is it? No, not you. Man, I hope I ain't erase it. God dog it. I'm going to find it, y'all. We ain't doing that today. Oh God, I got it. I'm not even gonna worry about it. But this person said, y'all, oh no, it's coming. I forgot the whole format of my show. But anyway, yeah, people are conflating these two things. They talking about Kelsey's girlfriend and bringing up our moms, our aunts. Why do y'all do that? I don't want to date my mom. You wouldn't be mad if your mom got dropped by somebody. My mom ain't gonna get dropped by a football player and I live to tell about it. I'm like, mama, you better go back to that dude. We just need to stop with that. And now, for the record, I don't care who Kelsey dates. I really don't. That's his business. I don't care. I mean, we talk about these celebrities. And it's all good, but we talk about celebrities and stuff because it makes the news. But for the most part, we don't care about that stuff. We really don't, because they're not gonna marry, and if they do, it won't stay long. Celebrity marriages don't last. But I just found it real funny that even black men were going at him saying he left that for this. She's not an upgrade. We don't know that. The upgrade is for that man to decide. For those of us who have dated, women and men who have dated somebody beyond who we were with, it's for us to decide if that person is an upgrade. If that person is treating you better, that person gives you more of a life fulfillment, that person makes you feel better about yourself, even though it's not their job, but they complete you. They make your life better in every aspect. You consider that as an upgrade, wouldn't you? I mean, yes, men care about looks, and I know y'all looking at that, the sexual aspect of it, but you can't be led around by that head downstairs. Yes, we are attracted by what we see. I say that all the time, but beyond that, for long term, it takes a little bit more, because I don't think Taylor Swift's ugly. I actually think she's nice looking. She may not have that physical body that we so used to seeing, but I believe she's a pretty girl. I mean, y'all can flame me all you want. That's just my opinion. But anyway, I did talk about I already did, Michael. What's up, man? Good to see you, brother. Man, one day I'm gonna have you on this show. We can talk about your experience on that show. This my friend that was actually on that Queen's Court with Tamar and those people. This is the guy I was talking about earlier. And we actually had a conversation. It was pretty good conversation. I want to have him on, and we could probably talk about it now that it's over. I kept my word, Michael. I didn't say anything about the show. I didn't say anything, but maybe you want to come on one day, we could talk about it. But let's get the Preachers Gone Wild. Now, let me tell you this, and I'm about to be transparent. Put your children to bed. I'll give you a second. Dun-it, 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 dun-it. Okay, they should be in bed. Listen to me. There is nothing wrong with your husband or your wife pleasing you orally. But for some reason, the old school feel like it is. Old school, yeah.
Man is forbidden to go down on the woman. The woman is forbidden to go down on the man.
Now, I agree with her sentiment. I probably would have left that church. Now, I want you in the comment section to say yes or no. Is it okay for your husband and your wife to go down on you? Because some of you still from the old school, you believe that it's just supposed to be yada, 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 whatever. Now, hey, you got to get it in like, look, you're on my break. Let's go. However we get it, is where we going to get it. But I'm saying some of you still believe that some of that is not good. Do you now in the comment section, yes or no? Should you? Yeah, it do look like it look like from old Landmark, Susan. But do you believe that men and women should be pleasing each other orally? Yes or no? He said absolutely. Frederick said absolutely. Brenda says, of course. He says, absolutely. He said it's savory, Lord. I'm not going to do this with you, Michael. Michael Fisher is on here to cause trouble, y'all. I can see this happening right now. Help, yes. Help, yes. It's a requirement. Now, listen, it's not necessarily a requirement for me, but being honest, yeah, I think anything we want to do that we've discussed doing, I think that's communication. You should know because some people got red lines somewhere. Some people just say, hey, all goes, hey, you want to get up on this pine cone tree and do it. You want to go outside. You want to, what I'm saying? Anything. We got plugs, dildos, butterflies, boomerangs. We could do all of this. But some people say, no, I just want you. I want your body. I want to do this. I want to explore you, this, that. Some people say, no, we got whips, dip, chains, whips. We got the stir up things. I think that's for everybody to discuss. But I think as if you're married, all of that stuff you should be doing. You should be exploring your husband and wife's body. That's just my belief. I believe if it takes me to please my woman to do that, because contrary to and most of men, let me talk to the fellas. I gotta say this. Some of you fellas, y'all do overdo it. I ain't going down. Most women do not climax through penetration. Most. I didn't say some. Most women do not climax during penetration. They climax through oral. They climax through other ways. So for you to think you long schlong silver and think you gonna do it all the time, that's not it. So you better learn how to do some other things to please your wife. Otherwise, somebody else gonna be woo. But since we here, let's go.
I got a message for Sister Pearl. Tell her I caught her leaving out my house the other day when you thought I was at work. I know you and my husband been sneaking around. I don't give a damn, for one, because my bills stay paid, and that thing don't even get up no more. It's broke, so you can have it. And for two, when I catch you at church Sunday, just make sure you take them heels off, because I'm going to knock your ass smooth up out of them. Now, run and tell Pastor that.
So I don't know if this was a skit. I'm praying that this is real, because you like 140. I mean, why would you make a video just to get clout at that age? So I'm kind of linked towards this actually happened. So, but this is what I want to say, because I was reading some of the comments in there, and y'all know how I believe about that. But I would say this. For her to say that it don't work no more, I'm gonna say this and then we're gonna move on. It probably works. It's too much on the market now. It's too much. Even if most men still can function. I did my research. Contrary to popular belief, a lot of men can still function. We function, even later in our years. But if we couldn't function, there's too much now. There's all sorts of medicines. There's so much now, just like y'all can get everything fake BBLs, titties, and everything else. Men, we can take stuff now to keep us functioning until the day we die. So maybe he doesn't get direct for you, because that's a great possibility. Maybe he doesn't feel you. Maybe it's something about you. He's just not sexually. Listen, men, even in their 20s, if we're not totally into you, you don't really do nothing for us physically, we won't function. We won't function. Men, let's be honest, it's happened to some of us. It's happened where we just really wasn't into this person, and we felt we tried everything. We thought about the numerous magazines that you saw when you was a young boy. You tried, and it just won't work. So I was looking at these comments, and I'm like, y'all don't get it. Y'all missed it. So a couple of people said it. Maybe it just doesn't work for you, because Pearl is getting it. So something is right. And you say you only there for the money. Well, Pearl getting the best parts of him at that age. You can't make this shift up.
Open your mouth, clap your hands. Hallelujah. Clap.
How many of y'all would be embarrassed if this happened to you? If you had teeth, what they call them, dentures, and they just came out of your mouth. Would you be embarrassed? How do you play that off? Do you continue service, or do you just say, oh God? It just, because moments like this, they make preachers go wild.
Open your mouth.
They make it here. So how do you live beyond this? Now, if this was me, I'm going to continue. I'll make a joke out of it. That's one thing I do like about Bishop Hudson, where I play on Sundays. Bishop Hudson would have made a joke out of it and said, I'm going to keep going. But some of us, you know, we will break under the pressure. We would be like, I'm not doing it. I'm done. But how would you handle it if it was you? If it was you, because some of us can't handle embarrassing moments like this. So if it were you, how would you handle it? I'm reading your comments, and y'all wilding out tonight. What's up, Alvin? Snagger 2 Preacher Harold, we not doing this tonight. He needs some super poly grip. You're right. Or maybe he did oral with his wife. We think about that. I would put a Baptist finger up and go out. Okay, I get it. I don't know. I would have just kept going. Now, churches have grown. Churches has evolved. We got churches that have church at darkness. Some of y'all don't like that. We have churches with stage, smoke, lights, LEDs. Some of y'all don't like it. I'm okay with it, but some of you don't like it. Some of y'all, we can wear anything. You can do anything you want to do in the church. As a musician, I think there's a line that should be drawn on where we are. I saw a video, and I'm going to ask y'all what y'all think about this video that I'm going to show you. Tell me what you think about this. Now, I don't know what the backstory is with this, but do you think, how many of us would be okay with the musicians being in a totally different room from the sanctuary, actually in a studio kind of environment, just playing, and you're hearing it through the system or whatever? How many of us would be okay with that? Me personally, I think musicians being in the sanctuary with the church brings that whole element. People just love to see us actually in our element doing it, pause. And so for me, this a little, production wise, I could see, because they can have more control over the sound. And I'm pretty sure if a great sound engineer like a Nick or the other sound engineers, it would be impeccable in there. It would make their job so much more, man, they would love it. But I believe the church experience would suffer, in my opinion. This is just my professional opinion, actually. I believe it would suffer. I think people like to see us. They like to see us, in our element. And I think that's part of church to a lot of people. And I wouldn't want to turn them off by, they looking up and like, where the musicians? Then you look in a little room with a square. Because that's another reason why, even when you go to churches where the musicians are in pits and you can't see them, some of those churches, you be like, well, where the musicians at? It's kind of like, man, I hear them, but I want to be able to see them. I want to shout and look at them. Where my bass at? You want to see us? You kind of want to see us going off. You kind of want to see us going off. You want to see us in our element. You want to see us doing it. You want to see the keyboard players going and, us doing our thing. It's almost like singing to a track. Yeah. The band was in the garage. Yeah, there was a sink in the background. Yeah, I agree. It's part of the culture. It's part of the culture. And I think that's what makes our culture great, the Black church. That makes our culture great. The fact that everybody's there and it's like a harmonious energy with us, with the band, with the singers, with the preacher, and everybody just, like yesterday. Man, if y'all in Chicago, y'all need to come to our first Sunday night services. They get crazy. And it's like you feel it when you're there, pause. So I wouldn't want to trade that, even though some people like pits. I'm on the fence with it. I don't really like pits. Now let's go. It's been 2 stories that have met my timeline, and y'all church people have gone crazy. Y'all went crazy. And when I saw one of them, first thing I thought was perfect.
Yes, excellent.
I was like, oh, this gonna make the show. Because your boy Mike Todd has made it again. The last time Mike Todd made Preachers Gone Wild, I actually agreed with him with what he was saying. I actually broke it down. I took it to the big screen, and we sat down. Y'all sat down in the theater, and we actually talked about it, had a good time with it. This time, he's made it again. You guys went in, well, some of you went in on him and his wife wearing this. There was backlash and there was defense. Some of y'all are going to defend everybody. This man could have been posting pornos with his wife, and y'all still be like, but you know that's with his wife.
As long as it's with his wife, it's okay. You guys are beating it. You're talking about the man of God.
And so when this was posted, everybody was like, oh my God, let this man live. Let this man live. Let this man live. And I saw some of the posts, and it was crazy. Some of the posts were, somebody said, I find it hard to take these individuals seriously. There's no way she could be a pastor's wife in that outfit. It's far from modest, blind leading the blind. And somebody say, I think it's, hey, it was numerous comments like this. Numerous comments. And it was some people that said Mike Todd and his wife, the outrage and judgment over her outfit came swift. To be clear, she does not wear these types of looks at church, just dates, nights, and vacation. And so people were asking me, I was on a friend's page and I was like, well, that's him. That's them. And to you, I say, that's their business. If he likes his wife to wear certain things, that's between them. As he's the husband, not us. That's his wife, not mine. That if his wife wants to wear buttless chaps, that's his business. That's his wife. I don't go to his church. So he should be accountable to them by, if she should be wild out there like that. But that's a whole nother conversation. But I didn't have so much of an issue with it because that's his wife. That's his wife. She submits to him. So if he is saying, I'm okay with you, wear this, and they're on a vacation, then I don't have a problem with that. I don't understand why people are so invested about what other people are doing in their lives outside of this. What you do in your personal life should stay your personal life. You cannot post stuff on social media and say everybody's going to like it and everybody's going to be happy, joy, lucky feelings about what I'm doing. That's not going to happen. You have to be willing to accept that with the good. That's my only thing. We looked at this thing and we wanted to rip the people who were going at them for what she was wearing. And if you notice, there was an age gap. Some of the older women were saying you shouldn't wear this. And some of the people raised in the old traditional churches was like, that's too much. But some of the younger generations, the more progressive generations were saying, oh no, nothing's wrong with what she's wearing. And so there was a bit of, conflict there. But if you don't post it, there is no conflict. You're on your vacation with your wife. I'm not saying you can't post it. What I am saying is you cannot post stuff like this from your personal life on social media and expect all of it to be good. So when I looked at the negative comments, I said, oh, that's a bit much. I didn't think it was that bad. But some people was like defending it like they were kin. You gonna get both. You can't have it one way. You see what I'm saying? If I come on my show and I start cursing and somebody go tell Bishop or people saying you cussing, you doing this, you doing that, I can't get mad at you. I decided to air this out for you. I can't get mad. So I believe this was like blown out of proportion because people were commenting, giving their discussions or whatever. Now, you want to know what I think? This is what I think. I think when I have my vacation with my significant other, we will do our thing. And that's going to be it. But I do believe in modesty. I actually do believe in modesty. Now, flipping it, that's something that's non-existent. We're seeing booties, we're seeing daddies, we're seeing everything else. We're seeing camel toes. You guys, we seeing listen, okay, you got your nipples pierced. We don't need to see that while you singing praise and worship. And so I believe now there is a level of modesty that's non-existent in the church. And just because you were shapely, trust me, I play a powerhouse and some very, very shapely women. Some of them, no matter what, they can come in with jogging pants the size of clown uniforms and it's still going to show their figure. They just been blessed that way. But you ain't got to wear skin tight everything. Now, I believe it is a dismemberment of the modesty code in church. Even outside of church, you got to remember, You are the church. So what you wear on Sunday, Sunday nights, or whatever, it still should be indicative of what you represent Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So just because you may dress modest on Sunday, you can't come in on Monday with everything showing. You still should represent what you just were at the day before. So I believe that now we live in a time where everybody's just doing whatever they want to do. We wear whatever we want to wear. We do whatever we want to do. And then come Sunday, we say, God bless me. So this thing has opened up a whole nother conversation for me, because I'm like, y'all arguing over this, but ain't none of y'all modest. I haven't seen modesty in a long time. If I want to see butt naked chicks, I don't need to go to the club. I can go Sunday and see some of everything you got to offer, ma'am. Thank you. If I'm looking, and the musicians do, God dog. Panty lines. Y'all don't wear a girdle. And mothers used to say, you ain't gird yourself up. You ain't doing none of that. So I still believe that there should be a level of modesty. And if I had an issue with anything they're on vacation, whatever, that's their business and all of that. But I'm saying some of y'all wear this kind of crap on Sunday morning, minus the see-through thing. But some of y'all do wear see-through things. What am I talking about? I've seen it. You wear see-through things. Y'all wear, I was at a funeral a few weeks ago, and this chick wore some Daisy Dukes, and all her butt cheeks hanging out. You can't make this shift up. You can't make it up. So don't come at me and try to act like, oh, this is just their vacation. Now, I don't know them. They may do this, and somebody alluded to it that she doesn't wear this on Sunday morning. But don't act like y'all don't do that. Don't act like y'all don't do that. So if somebody pulls you to the side and says, ma'am, why are you could you kind of cover up? This what I want to wear. The Bible says come as you are, but not leave as you came. And you've been in church your whole life. That's not for you. That's for people who never even heard of Christ coming in, and they like, wait, what is this new thing? Because the point is you come in and then you leave differently than what you got there, because the Spirit should convict you and say, I shouldn't wear this. Because now you're presenting something to the world that doesn't represent what you should be representing. But far be it for me to tell you that, because we just do anything we want to do. And this Mike Todd, the conversations and the stuff that I've been seeing, and the way y'all deflect is magnificent. Mwah! Y'all can deflect like the best of them. Y'all deflect like the best of them. We talking about the sun and you bringing up Uranus. Like Uranus, get it? Kind of wordplay here. But you bringing up something that ain't got nothing to do with this. Because if we bring up that you're not modest in how you're wearing, you young lady, you nice looking, why would you need to do all that? You can't tell me nothing like that. Sister so-and-so, she over there robbing from the store. Huh? Ma'am? Modesty is what's needed. Modesty. I think we need to go back to that. I'm not saying you should wear dresses hanging down to the ground, but some modesty is needed. And this conversation with Mike Todd is showing that. It showed me, and I was like, wait, we need to talk about some modesty here. That's his wife. Some men who we have our women or we're married, sometimes their wife can dress a little sexy. Modest really just means less revealing. That's all it means. It means not so revealing. If you know you have been endowed with big breasts, you don't need to wear cleavage that show almost everything down to the areolas. We don't need to see all of that. That's what modesty means, but y'all don't understand that. It seems like y'all don't understand, not even in church. It's crazy. It's crazy. It's just crazy. I mean, when I see modest dress, I really look, I saw this picture and it was posted. She's shapely. If she wore this to church, somebody still would light her up because of the sleeves, but like say for instance, she'd have the sleeves. I believe this would be okay. I believe this something like this would be okay. I mean, she's thick, so really nothing you could do about this. Nothing you could do about that. But now, let's move to the main event. Because this thing got a lot of y'all worked up too. me as a musician, I've toured, I've done these tours or whatever, so I can kind of understand. But y'all been going in on this too. This man, this look like it's gonna be a pretty dope tour, I guess. It's called the Reunion. I didn't know they had done a tour before for it to be a reunion, but nevertheless, we're here. They're asking for photographers, videographers. Send portfolio, Keon Gibson. Now, this is a volunteer. I'm not the smartest person in the world. I have my moments where I can be. But I'm thinking volunteer. When I hear volunteer, somebody say, well, Derek, I need you to volunteer to play this tour. I need you to volunteer. When I hear volunteer, I'm not hearing that Derek is going to get what he's worked his life for. The level of musician that I am, the experience that I have, the professionalism that I bring to the table, and my creativity and things that I do well. You're asking for that for a tour where people are going to be buying tickets now. We're not doing this as unto the Lord. Freely did you receive, freely should you give. We're not doing that. We're not doing it to raise money for cancer research or a children's hospital. We're doing this as a tour, and you're saying, well, D, you are a great bass player. We need you on this. I mean, we would like for you to volunteer. For me, that means you want me to get on this tour bus or show up to this event, play for this tour, and not be compensated for something that I do for, well, one of the things I do for a living. That's what I saw this. That's what it resonated with me. That's what resonated with me. That was on my mind. When I saw that word volunteer, for me, I didn't see VOL. I didn't see that. I saw FREE. That's what I saw. I saw free. I didn't see volunteer. I didn't even need to get through the whole syllables. For me, that word, that long word, volunteer, all I saw was FREE. I saw free. So naturally, the musicians was like, oh God, what is this? Because I'm in a group, and you know when it got posted there, a lot of them love to go at gospel music, gospel artists all the time, and sometimes with good cause. And this is one of them, because you're asking people to come and do something that a lot of them do. Let me show you something, because you know I don't come empty-handed. Since, let's say, for instance, this thing happened in Chicago. Photographer in Chicago, $74,000, in between $65,000 and $86,000 is what they make a year. Now, it varies. It can vary. But the better ones, like the ones that you would hope to have for this tour, you're going to be paying some good money for. You're going to be paying good money for. But you're asking them to do it for free. And it started a whole little shebang. And most of the musicians who probably would do this tour for a nickel and a dime, which is, I mean, I didn't want to go here, but I'm going to go here. As a musician, you got to be the biggest idiots in the world not to understand how this economy works at this point. You've been in this game too long not to know what the economy is. What do you mean by economy? Fool. If you play a major tour like this and you are not being compensated at least around about the median of what a musician of a good caliber that would play this tour would make, you would do it for trinkets. Do you not know you bring the overall value of the whole collective down? So now a musician that's worth a dang would come and try to play this gig. Now they be like, no. We can get this person to do it for 150. So we're not going to pay you your 1,000. We're going to get him for 150. Where this idiot could have made 1,000 if you were good. You brought the whole market down because you would play a tour like this and make 150 per show. So I pray to heaven that at least the musicians are getting what they should get for a tour of this magnitude. I agree, Kevin. They need a union. But I just hope the musicians are getting that. I don't know. I haven't asked. I didn't care. I wasn't asked to do it. So I don't know. But I just hope. But if they're asking volunteers for photography, listen to my fellow photographers and videographers. Do you not know how big this is, I guess, in gospel music? When you got Israel, Ty, Fred, all of them on the same ticket, and you're going to do the back scenes, the photography, and everything else. This is a big event, and you mean to tell me you're going to do this for free? What kind of fool are you? Nobody should do this for free. Nobody. You should not volunteer. Hear my words. If you are volunteering to do this thing, something is wrong with you. You need to put your camera away, give it to somebody, give it to charity, because you have lost, unless you want to do it as unto the Lord, because they sure as Falcon ain't doing it as unto the Lord. This is a tour. What are you doing? It would have been better for me had they said this. If you want to get your break in photography, or you're an aspiring photographer or videographer, then come here, get your feet wet or whatever. Now, to that person, oh yeah, that's great. That's learning on the job, which is what I think should have happened. But to ask a professional photographer to do this for a volunteer, you got to be out of your... Wait, do I have it?
You must be out of your goddamn mind.
You got to be out your mind. You got to be out your mind. I volunteer to do it with my iPhone, 3 backstage passes for my family. Right. I mean, you said the flyer was inspired by the devil. Kevin, why you say that? Why you say that? Why you say it's inspired by the devil? Kevin Hayden is already here on one. I just really feel like we devalue ourselves sometimes. We as creators, musicians, photographers, videographers, singers, we do a lot of stuff that most people wouldn't do for free. Now, if that's what you want to do and you just want to do it, then fine. I'm not knocking you. But I just feel like if somebody's getting paid for it and you feel the way about it, then don't do it. That's what I do feel. But if you want to do it, then do it. Then do it. That's on you. You can't complain. But I feel like photographers, because how much money they can make, and there's not a whole lot of photographers out here anyway, because if there were, they wouldn't be putting up flyers asking you to come and do it. See, singers, you can get a dime a dozen. You can. They falling off the street. They can sing. They'll sing for a biscuit dinner and chicken. And they'll do that. Musicians, we starting to get to chicken dinners because some of y'all that undercut, and you think I don't know, you undercut. Oh, Derek is charging this. Well, I charge you $400. Derek charging you $2,000. For a recording, fool, you gonna play $400? Who does recordings for $400? Young, stupid gospel musicians. Clout chasing, air mattress sleeping gospel musicians. They play recordings for $400 when you should be charging way more. But you'll find out what I'm making, and then you'll say, oh, well, I do it for $400. And the artists, they have no loyalty to none of us. They'll be like, okay, we'll pay you $400. You just as good. Not knowing not my ability is not the only thing I bring to the table. But you young musicians, to me, it's like stupid. You chase clout more than you would chase the bag, which is stupid because clout can't pay your bills. So meanwhile, you go home and you look at me and you say, oh my God, now you're sleeping on your air mattress where I have a full bedroom set because I do things the right way. I handle my business and I'm not going to do that. But you will go make $400 for a session that's going to make millions. I'm still trying to figure that one out. Thank you. That's what I'm saying. You're killing the market. And photographers are no different. I wonder if Sumo, my friend Elisha Sumo, I wonder would he do this for volunteer? He's very good. I wonder would he do it? Kevin, would you? Would you do it? I know I wouldn't. So one person got on here in the group and said this. I see a lot of people being critical of a post about photographers being sought for a tour. People are blaming the artists. I didn't blame the artists, which they have nothing to do with it. And the main people complaining are people who don't even do photography. I don't. I understand payment for your work, but people don't understand big things can happen sometimes when you need just join in and help. What? I personally know of musicians that have done it, ended up being full-time, other videographers who have done things and are full-time doing it. whatever. They doing on a major level, whatever. Because at the end of the day, thousands of people have applied to do it. So it's beneficial to somebody. If it don't interest you, you have power to A, ignore the post, B, keep scrolling. Again, I just don't understand people who have nothing to do with the business or people that the post did not apply to having so many negative comments and opinions on it. My thing is, if it don't apply to you, wait, I don't even know what you're trying to say. Just mind your business. Care to argue? I have time today. Unfortunately for you, Eric, I have time tonight. Because everything you said was completely irrational and, to be emphatic, stupid. There are not many musicians that have done things for free and got the calls. You want to know why? Because artists only remember things that it cost them something to do. If it didn't cost them anything, why would they remember you? How many times have people played for opening artists or were in the house band and the artist was just like, oh, okay, yeah, y'all did good, and they go. They never call you. They don't care because it didn't cost them anything. It didn't invest. What's an invest? They pay for your plane ticket. They pay for your rehearsal time. They pay for your hotel room. Then they pay for the gig. They're going to remember you because they're going to know if they got their money's worth. And if you show up and you handle your business, then even if you don't have a gig, they're going to remember you next time it comes up and say, hey, get that dude. Because it only counts if they've invested money into you. If you flying and riding up the street for $200 where they would pay their own band $5, that's not an investment. You got used. So yeah, you know people, but I know a lot of musicians that break their neck and try to play these little gigs and still don't get nothing. They don't make it no big. Where you get that at? I've never seen that happen. Have you? Jacklegging musicians. When people jackleg musicians, this they lingo. I know people that have done that and they've still made it. No, they haven't. They don't care. You were there to serve a purpose. As long as you can get through my whole set without falconing it up, then we good. They're not going to call you tomorrow. They don't remember you because they're going to go to another city and do the same thing. It didn't cost them anything to get you. And people are talking about it because it's utterly ridiculous. And here's you say a lot of people applying for it, and I can guarantee you they're not the top-notch ones. And nobody's going to want to put a jackleg video with bad fonts. Kevin, you can attest to this. When the video quality is horrible, it's not crystal clean, they come in, no. A lot of people applied for it. They probably weren't professionals. They were probably people that you should have been asking to do it, were people who are trying to come up. And that's where you messed up, because the thing is not asking for people trying to get put on, it's asking for professionals. So you conflated two things that are not the same. I don't know no professional musicians that's trying to play for it. No professional musician worth a grain of salt would play this tour for free. No musician I know. None. And the only ones that would do it is people that play for rinky-dink artists in the area. And they thinking that this is their way. That's the only people that would do it. Because I wouldn't do it. Bernard wouldn't do it. Quad wouldn't do it. Spanky wouldn't do it. None of them would do it. So you can miss me with all of that. See, it's trying to compel you. That's manipulation. And some of you young musicians, you keep falling for manipulation because you love to chase clout. You clout chasers. This is what you do. Because clout mean more to you than money. Dudes over here sucking on your balls saying you played on that tour you killed meant more than you paying your bills. To me, that's ridiculous. As a professional musician, been in this longer than some of you been alive, this is the thing that drives me crazy. Now, I never will understand about some of you. When I was young, I didn't care about clout. I wanted the money. And I cared about, the things. I wanted to travel and do things like that. But at the end of the day, if the money wasn't right, it didn't make sense. It just didn't make sense to me. To do a tour and come home, you lost more money you spent. I did a tour. That last tour with Marvin Sapp and all of them and the Clark sisters and all of that junk. Oh, that's real. That was a pretty good tour. And that money was worked out before we even played a note in rehearsal. And it was decent money. That's the way it should be. But the promoters were all on their cues. So whoever this is, not the artist, the promoter, whoever putting this thing together, it was bad taste for you to do this. Now, I don't know Keon. I know some people that do know Keon Gibson. I don't know him personally. So this is not a shot at him personally. I don't know you. But it was in bad taste to do this. You should have put it out to people who are aspiring. It would have made more sense. Because to say volunteer when Tamala Man ain't doing it volunteer, Ty ain't doing it, Israel ain't doing it, the Clark sisters ain't doing it. None of them are volunteering. The musicians surely, well, I don't know. I don't know the musicians because some of them, they may. Why would you ask the sound men, the people that do the sound? They're not volunteering. So the people who's going to make this thing, this the kicker. And people that know about marketing, they know this part. This is the part that's going to immortalize it. The videos, the pictures, that's what's going to make people remember this when it's over. This is the part that's going to make it to YouTube, to Facebook, to everywhere where people are going to say, oh, I remember this. Oh, let's watch that. So these are the people, it's going to be played over and over again or seen. So the parts that catch the memory of this event, this is the part that you say, we want you to volunteer for? That doesn't make sense to me. Doesn't make sense to me. Keon tried to sacrifice creators to get in good graces with the artists on that. Let's keep it a buck. I agree. I can't even deny that. I can't even deny that. And that ain't cool either, because I'm not gonna sell out if I know some musicians that wanted to do the tour and I knew it wasn't money involved, I would keep it a buck with them. I'd be like, wait, I wouldn't do this tour. That's why I'm not doing it, because it's not paying, or it's not paying worth what I think it should be. For this level, I don't think it's right. I wouldn't do it if I was you, but Kevin and I, we both know, and the other musicians watching this, we all know they're not going to listen to us. They're going to do it because clout. They just, they like to be seen. They like to be praised and worshiped. Meanwhile, everybody else going to the bank, and you're going home to your air mattress. I just wish we would do business better. I want us to do business better. I've been crying for years that we should do a union. What bothers me is they're doing this during budget meeting. Right. Exactly. Well, that's a good point. I agree. Photos and videos are a big part of production. This is what everybody sees. And why would you? Exactly. It's the part that people are going to remember when it's over. When everything's done and all the musicians are finished and everybody's wiping their mouth from, ratting and everything else, this is what people are going to remember. And if it's done in good quality, why would you not want to compensate for that? Why would this be the thing you would shortchange? Just don't do it. Just don't do it. I think it should be a union. But we've been crying this for years, Eric. We've been crying this for years. And the people who know finances like that and know how to do this and probably have more experience than I do, they're not stepping forward and saying, hey, because I would love to be with them. I would give my ideas and, we can all, but this is not a one-person thing. I don't think one person can start this union. I'm not Jimmy Hoffa. We need people to come together and say, hey, this is what we need. But they're all scared because they know if we do a union, some of these gospel artists going to be like, nah, and some of them stupid idiots will still play the gig for free. They'll still do it for free. So some of us that know this, we're looking and saying, man, we want to do a union. But the younger generation, they can't spell union, let alone be in one. They can't even be unified on their own. The only thing they're unified in is what chick they gonna share next week. They unified in that. They sleep with the same women. They unified in that. So their balls being burning, they can unify with that. But when it comes to making money, they can't do it. They have to practice again. Yeah, practice reading. Practice reading. And that's that. I always, and when I talk to the young musicians, especially the ones at the church, I always try to share some things with them to try to help them. And they're going to be okay. Especially one I'm thinking of right now, not putting his name out there. I think he's going to be okay. But it's just some of the mindsets sometimes is just like this stuff is not registering. I mean, you know what it is though? And I'm not going to go super deep with you, but there's a Luciferian spirit with a lot of our musicians now, where they think they're just so much better than everybody. Where the OGs can't say nothing to them because you think you're better than us or you're a better musician. Meanwhile, when I was 20, I was recording. I was doing tours when I was 20. You're 20, you're at home. You're playing locally, which is nothing wrong with local. But if you have aspirations to do bigger, then there's everything wrong with being local at this point. Because the younger generation is supposed to be doing better than us. So if I was 20, 21, 22 on the road playing recordings and you're at home, something's wrong with that. Because you always say we're better than you in what way? You may got better chops, but you don't even know where to put them. So your songs sound like run, blah, 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 blah. And then they come in with nearer, my God, to thee. You're like, what the hell? Wait, that intro was for that? So you may think you're more creative. But see, what you're not understanding is we're creative. We just learned how to do it within taste. We've learned how to season our food right. You just taking and dumping everything over it. And by the time we taste it, it's nasty. We don't want it. So you think because you know how to pour like this and we're like this, you think you're better than us, and it's not. So the person that's doing this and knowing how to season it, we're trying to teach you, and you don't want to listen. Meanwhile, nobody's eating at your restaurant, and we got a line out the door. What kind of person doesn't listen to that person that has a line around the corner, but you have no customers, but you want to say your food is better than ours? It makes no sense to me. So whereas I love to share to younger musicians, sometimes I get frustrated because it's like sometimes y'all not listening. So whereas even the musician that will do this tour, if it's even in your mind that you would do this tour for anything less than a few stacks, then what is wrong? Because I would never let you go out there and do that. Not this tour. Not this one. Oh, no. If Kirk Franklin, oh, no. This man just did a documentary that was on. What was that it was on? God, I can't remember. What was it on? Where was it on? That Kirk Franklin thing with his daddy wasn't his daddy, and his daddy was his daddy, and his mama had no accountability. What was that? This man just did that. You think that didn't come with some money? You really think that it was only 30 minutes, but still, that thing got played. People were talking about it. They still talking about it. And his album is going to blow up. So that guy is on this tour. And you mean to tell me, young musician, you're hungry and you'll play this thing for anything less than a few stacks? It's on YouTube. Okay. The Father's Day documentary. Yeah, that thing. We got to do better. So to Eric, right out, I say this. I know you personally. I know you. I've known you for a few decades now. I will say this, and I did hit you to invite you to give your points on here. I hit you. But I say to you, you're part of the reason why this happens. You're part of the reason. Because you feel like you can manipulate and use people to do their work for free or less than what they should be getting. And you've been doing this for a long time. And I need you to stop. That foolishness that you said, that was disingenuous, it was disrespectful, it was dishonest, and everything else under the sun. Because you're not doing it for free. You wouldn't do it for free. Well, yes, you would. My bad. You would. Well, I do know you. You would. My bad. And I'm not going listen, I'm not gonna rip you, even though I should, because we both know you being disingenuous right now. But I just think you need, nah, all that people ain't got nothing to do with it. You post it on Facebook. And once you post it, every time you press post, you leave it open for people to leave their opinions. People may see this video and disagree with everything I just said. I posted it. It's here. So people can say what they need to say, and it's fine. I would hope that we can debate. I love to debate. But if they don't want to, they just want to rip it to shreds, that's fine too. But at the end of the day, I try to be genuine in what I'm saying. You did that because you are attached to at least a couple of artists on this thing. So of course you're going to defend the tour. But listen, and I'm going to be perfectly honest. I'm going to say this, please don't get mad at me. But if it was an artist that I'm attached to and it was done in poor taste, I would just shut the falcon up. I wouldn't say nothing. You would be like, well, Derek, where you at? I'd be like, no, I'm just going to be quiet.
Shut the
That's what I would do. I would be quiet. You would see things just, my page would be dry. You would be like a football game on Derek. You usually get, no, I'm going to let this thing pass, which is what I think you should have done. Exactly. So I don't know. Well, y'all tell me what you think. I had another segment. I'm not going to do it. I'll probably just do it Friday. I'll do it Friday. I'm not going to do it right now because it's late. We've been here for an hour and a half. But you just tell me what you think. If I'm on point, just say it. But I feel passionate about this because I don't like people to be taken advantage of. But a lot of us, we're taking advantage of because we let it happen. We're participants. We're willing participants in our, own demise. And I hate that. We could do better. I agree we should do a union, musicians. I think everybody should have a union. I don't think you should work without a union. Some of us are in union. I am in the musician union, but it doesn't necessarily, they don't really care about gospel music like that, to be honest with you. They send me mail all the time, and sometimes I get, whatever. Kevin, I think you probably know about this musician union I'm talking about. They actually do compensate the musicians. And some musician unions actually compensate you when you didn't even know you're being compensated. They send you them checks in the mail, and it has something from recordings that you've played that are getting streams. And those streams that you get, regardless, like some records and stuff that I've done, I don't care about y'all. Oh, you killed it. It's a lot of songs on the radio that y'all hear that I played on, and I don't say anything about it. I just let it just happen because at the end of the day, I go to the mailbox, and these unions that I'm a part of, they actually look out for me. I got a pension in one of them. I got a pension that's in one union. I think this is something we need to do. We need to do that. I think, Kevin, you know what union I'm talking about. I think you do. This union is good, but like I said, I don't think they really care about gospel music like that because I just don't. I mean, looking at like the statistics that they send you like this big old packet. And when they send your pension and then you open it up and they tell you what the #1 genres are and what made what and what publishing companies are doing and how you fare that last year or half a year, whatever, quarterly or whatever. They show you the records or whatever, the streams that your name has showed up on and everything else. And I think if we were to do that with gospel music, I think it'd be great. It would take some lot of legwork. I don't know what you said there, Kevin. Yeah. Oh, yeah, you do know. Yeah. And I like the fact that they go out and they find out what I played on and they send that money. And them checks be nice. Like you get one, I think you get one every twice a year. They give you checks for everything that you did that year or anything that's getting streamed. So even if you did something a couple of years ago and it's still producing streams or plays or whatever, you still get a check. See, y'all didn't know that, did you? Unions really, really do help you out. I want to do one, but I can't do it alone. Like I said, I'm not Jimmy Hoffa. I'm not about to end up in nobody's hamburger. But I love you guys. I'm gonna jump off of here. But if you have anything that you want to discuss, I will, hit my inbox. Kevin is very good. I miss you, Kevin. In the most possible way. I'm pretty sure. Oh, you got to run a 5. Oh, Yeah, go ahead, bro. Go ahead. Thank you. I wanted to do this last segment, but I'm not gonna do it, man. But I'll probably do it maybe tomorrow. Maybe tomorrow. If y'all stay up late with me, I'll do it tomorrow. I'll do it tomorrow. Yeah, man, we got to catch up, dude. So much has happened. We'll catch up though. We got to, Kevin. That's we got to. But yeah, I'm gonna jump off of here tomorrow. I'm gonna talk about this Brittany Renner thing because whoo, that girl is crazy. We're gonna talk about it tomorrow. And because if you want to be mad at me tomorrow, you're gonna be mad at me tomorrow too. Thank you so much. I want you guys to invite people to my show. I want this thing, I kind of want it to grow. I want it to grow. I want to do this thing. I want to do it right. Hopefully you enjoyed the content, and I'm gonna keep doing my thing. Okay. Please join me tomorrow. We're gonna talk about Brittany Renner, and we're gonna have some fun doing that. All right. Take care. Good night.